Thinking about studying abroad in Korea? You're in the right place. In today's video, I'll be breaking down how to apply the requirements, my experience, and tips I wish I knew before studying abroad in Korea. If you're planning to study abroad in Korea or just curious, make sure to watch until the very end because I'll be sharing some tips to help you through the process. Hi guys! If you are new here, my name is Ariana Vivas. Just a quick intro, I am a mother of 5 cats and 1 Shiba Inu. I love fashion, Korean culture, and did I tell you, I love matcha. And I studied abroad in SUNY Korea as a fashion business management major. I got to experience student life, explore Seoul, and learn a lot about living in Korea as a foreigner. Don't forget to subscribe because I have more videos studying abroad and life in Korea coming soon. It's a little bit of a backstory. So I studied abroad in Korea for 2 years as a FIT student. It's not an exchange program. It's more like they call it the 2+2 study program. So basically for 2 years you study in Korea, and for 2 years you could study in New York, which is the main campus, or you could study for 1 year in Italy and then 1 year in New York. Now I'm studying at New York. I'll be graduating pretty soon, maybe next year. So that's my whole academic background. I'm so not tech savvy, so excuse me for this. But the first thing that you need to do is decide how you want to study abroad in Korea. And there are 3 main ways that I have researched throughout my whole application process. So the first one is the university exchange program. So basically, if your school has like a partnership with a Korean university, I think the most common ones are like Seoul University, Daehwa Uni, an all-girls school. Also Yonsei, Hanguk University too, like the main ones I've heard so far. The second one would be direct enrollment. You're gonna apply directly to a Korean uni as an international student. It's a little bit more of kind of have to do the Korean way. You have to take like exams, or let's say they could also accept the exams that you do back at your country. I'm pretty sure for US Americans, they could like put in the US exams they have taken, like SAT or any AP courses that they've done. It'll be so much easier than other countries. The third one would be a scholarship program, such as Global Korea Scholarship, which is the most common one, and that will provide you all the financial support that you would need. Prior to applying, I was looking between studying abroad through a Korean uni or studying abroad through my state's university, and that's exactly what I did. If you guys are from New York, hi guys, I am from New York. I studied at a specialized high school. I went to art and design high school, so they had like a lot of art majors, and one of the majors were fashion design. Through that 2 years of studying fashion design, they had like little workshops, and they also invited other colleges to present, basically sell themselves to the students. Through one of the workshops, I was able to be informed about the study abroad program for FIT at SUNY Korea at the time, and they still do have only 2 majors for FIT at Korea. I was very undecisive about my major, but I definitely did want to go study abroad in Korea, and I thought this was an epic opportunity to go. So I did apply for this school. FYI, they only have fashion design and fashion business management as their majors, and I hope they could add more. The Korea campus is a really good experience overall, and it gives a lot of opportunities for a lot of university students that want to know fashion industry. If anyone is interested in fashion, not many people know about it. And also through FIT, a lot of study abroad semesters, such as Mexico, Greece, Italy, Spain. You literally could go anywhere within FIT. Also, when I went to the campus, they also had different universities, so it was like a global campus, all types of different schools. I recall they had one from George Mason at SBU, Utah, and Yonsei was near my school. SUNY Korea School is located in Incheon, which is 1 hour away from Seoul, the hub for a lot of Gen Z trendy populations. That's basically what you do for the choosing your program and researching phase. Each uni has their own process. It might ask for 2 essays. It might ask for, if you have English proficiency, if you have Korean proficiency. There's a lot of steps that goes into it, so you have to make sure that you have your checklist. Usually you have to turn in your GPA or academic requirements, so most programs require like at least a 2.5 to a 3.0 GPA. I don't want to brag, but I had like a 4 GPA. That's such a show off, but okay. But yes, it gets really competitive, especially for my major, FBM, because a lot of people want to study that major. You kind of have to have that competitive edge to get into, I guess, a competitive major like mine. Language requirements, so like I said, some schools require the TOPIK, which is Korean Proficiency Test, or TOEFL or IELTS if courses are in English. For me, I've lived in New York for many years, since I was born. All I had to do was submit my SAT English score. I don't remember exactly what I got. It should be able to show that you are proficient in English. For my major and for this school, you don't have to know any Korean, but you do have to have a high level proficiency in English. For this study abroad program, I had to apply at SUNY Korea, not FIT's website. The process is totally different. The reason why I know is because I applied for FIT's New York campus and I got accepted, but then I'm like, wait, does this mean that I get to study abroad? It did not. So I had to apply totally different application process for SUNY Korea. First, you're gonna type in SUNY Korea, and then here you are, main page. There's SBU, FIT. You press on the apply now. You go down, there's deadlines. Go to apply, create an account, put your email address, first and last name, birth date. They're gonna send you a temporary PIN, check all mail and spam, and then put that PIN in there, create your password. So you're gonna choose a current term. You're gonna go into the FIT application or SBU if you want to go there. And it's pretty self-explanatory going on from here. There's more information about the English wave requirements and English proficiency. So you just want to put in all of that. And if you want to put more supplementary documents like portfolios, resumes, or extra essays, you put them here. And there's more information about the scholarship, which I forgot to mention about. You do have to write a separate essay for that, and also for the financial aid. After that, you finish with a survey and your signature, and you're good to go. The only thing that is not it doesn't add on to the application process. You need 1 personal essay and 1 required essay. For this school, I think I only had to do my personal statement, and if you want to, you could put in more like a portfolio or anything. I'm pretty sure for fashion design, I'm required to turn in a portfolio. I didn't because I did FBM. I just turned in my personal statement and 1 extra essay that I wrote that I thought would definitely get me in. So that is it. After you finish the application, obviously you have deadlines, so make sure you apply right before, or if you want on the deadline date, but don't be late. So always make sure you're on top of your deadlines. After that, you're gonna receive acceptance letter in your email or at the mail. Remember when I got mine through email. Bro, I literally was so happy, but at the same time so nervous, because I'm gonna go to Korea, but I still need to go through a lot of different steps before going to Korea. So the hardest part of actually going to a whole different country, because I was young and naive and I didn't really know much. It's not only packing your bags and let's go to Korea. You need a passport, you need a visa, you need official government documents, and if you need financial aid, you also need to have the finances. So I got an update about my application status on May 24, 2022. Congratulations once again on your acceptance to SUNY Korea. It's required by Korean law. You need a certificate of admission issued by SUNY Korea. New students are to pay the enrollment deposit before receiving their COA. I had to pay them $150 to accept this enrollment. and then provide the school with documents, a copy of your passport, your citizenship. If you have like multiple citizenships, you also have to put that in. If you're coming from the US, New York State, because FIT is from New York, you could be eligible for the state tuition. There's two. There's TAP, which is the state tuition, and then there's FAFSA, which is federal Pell Grants. Name of the school that you last attended, and you need like official like transcripts and records from that school. You need your mailing address, and you have to include your zip code. Once you've turned in these documents, you send them to them, and then they will issue your COA. It will be sent through post office. Things are crucial because you're gonna have to go to the Korean Consulate or embassy to get D2 visa. For example, for me, I had to get the D2 visa from the Korean embassy. I still didn't do that. Like, I did everything pretty last minute, but they were pretty lenient with me because it was still like pre-pandemic. Where are you gonna dorm? Where are you gonna live? Where are you gonna go stay in Korea in order to go study? Well, I had to apply for the student's campus. It is required for the first year to live at the campus. After that 1 year, you could apply anywhere, but that's a little bit of a different process. And if you guys want more information on that, please let me know. I could help you guys with. I applied for the SUNY Korea campus. It's called IDC campus. I've worked with them before and need some special requirements for that. And the one that I remember the most is tuberculosis test. So it's better to get it at your home country, because in Korea you're gonna have to pay for it. Even though you have like health insurance, you still have to pay for it in Korea. What I did is that before going, I did mine here in New York, and I got it for free. And you basically have to submit that in your first day dorming process. This is editor Ariana, but I forgot to add something. When you turn in documents for the COA, you have to turn in proof of finance or financial aid. So you just add your bank statement, and yeah, that's it basically. Let's get into some of the questions from my YouTube comment section. So one question I got from just Vibinayish. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Hey, can you help me know something like about the evaluation thing? I'm very confused and wanting to apply for fall semester this year, but I have no clue as to how to send documents and how to get evaluation. So what I did basically, they were pretty lenient with me, and all I had to do is reach out to them. Be careful about the timing, because the timing is like 12 hours forward, so make sure you send it like in an appropriate time. So for the evaluation, you have to create student account at SUNY Korea. So I will highlight the timestamp exactly how to create that student account. Another question I got from Dupa6868. Hi sis! Are the course, lecture, books, notes, and exams in English? We need to submit TOPIK exam here, or ILTS. Is all that we need. This was like a year ago, so sorry. But you know, this might be very helpful to other people that want to study abroad or study at FIT SUNY Korea. Courses and lectures, books and notes and exams are all in English. That's why they ask for proficiency in English. Dupa6868 asked another question, so thank you for this question. Thank you for responding so much. If possible, could you let me know if they provide any undergrad courses in fashion apparel? How are the professors? Do you feel like you can actually build a career leader on this field? Also, I hope you are doing well and safe out there. This is an undergrad major, so if you haven't gone to college, or you're looking to have some experience in the fashion industry, I would say that this is 100% like one of the best experiences that I've had, in my opinion, because not only they're teaching you about fashion and the fashion industry, they're also helping you like research and develop those skills that you need in order to be a professional in the fashion industry, or if you want to build your own fashion brand. A lot of them were entrepreneurs. They have a lot of experience. They like inspire you and push you to research, and if you're really passionate about fashion, they would automatically tell. They also offer a lot of different opportunities. Like for example, we would volunteer at Seoul Fashion Week, literally work behind the stage, and you're able to see like the backhand behind the scenes of the fashion show. We were able to have a lot of field trips for courses. For example, for one of my courses, we were buying different like clothing and taking pictures, and we were making our own brand, and basically we had to make like the store layout. Definitely for this course is more of a liberal arts course, but they will force you to be creative and create beautiful presentations so you could have an amazing portfolio. There's a lot that goes into fashion now that there's a lot of technology, especially with AI, social media, to market fashion and their clothing, visual merchandising, which has more to do with like the visual aspects, like styling mannequins, making sure that you're generating those sales, and taught us a little bit of how to work in Adobe Illustrator to create like flats, CAD sketches, and we also do a lot of like Excel. Definitely get better at Excel. There's a lot you could do with this major because it taps into like different categories in the fashion industry. Also get an internship course if you have like 3.5 and above, and you'll have to go through this like interview to get this internship, and the professors are definitely great. I don't complain about any professor because I feel like every professor is very passionate. They all want their students to do the best and feel passionate in what they're doing. ThanhTrucB. Do you think FIT and Incheon is hard to be admitted? Because I'm preparing for the application and I'm afraid of the acceptance rate. Well, honestly, for me, it was pretty easy, maybe because it was like pre-pandemic, but you definitely do have to have like a competitive edge. You have to make sure that your application is unique. And I'm pretty sure for fashion design, if you're applying for fashion design, I think it's way easier because through your portfolio you could show how passionate you are for that major. Please don't be afraid to apply, because by the end of the day, as long as you try, you could try 1,000 times until you go in, and you could even email like, hey, like what can I do in order to get accepted to this school. As long as you like improve your application, let's say your GPA, your essay, or you turn in like different other different documents that show that you are good and you are best candidate to be enrolled in this university, like I promise you, you will get accepted. I'm writing the personal statement and I have trouble. Can you show us what did you write in your PS? And because you've studied at FIT for over a year, I guess, so can you talk about the value that FIT has given you? And I'm also curious about the closeness between teachers and students there. Moreover, do you feel that the curriculum there, study schedule, homework is heavy? Does the study schedule allow you to have leisure time for working part-time? Thank you so much for responding to me. And these are a lot of good questions. Should I go over this in a different video? FIT gave me a lot of experiences, and it gave me the opportunity to tap into different sectors in the fashion industry. Not only like, because a lot of people think it's just fashion, like you're just drawing, but there's a lot of value that goes into it. You're very sociable, then you're gonna connect to a lot of people and network with. You're gonna build genuine friendships and you're gonna find a community there. Not only FIT students, also other students from other campuses. I got to network and make friends with a lot of people outside my campus, so don't be afraid to venture out. So the closeness, I think because it was such a small campus and the classes were small, you were definitely very close to the teachers. I would say that all of my teachers, I'm not gonna lie,
definitely, I was probably one of their favorites because I always pushed myself to like work to the max.
And like I always kept wanting to improve, and I would like engage and ask questions, even though that's not very common in Korean culture. I think it's very important to show that you're very interested in the topic, and if you need any feedback or advice, you ask your professors. There's this teacher, his name is Vincent Kwan. He's a very nice professor. He helped me for this field trip that I went in Japan through FIT. I fell in love with Japan, especially their fashion industry and how different and innovative it is. Without him, I wouldn't have gone and experienced this whole trip altogether. You could choose your own schedule, so if you want to do 21 credits, with classes around like 3 to 4 hours, I think max you could take 21.5 credits. And the least you could take is 12 credits per semester. I definitely do recommend to push those credits up to like 18. And you do definitely have space for work study. That's what they have. They have at IGC campus, they have SUNY Korea admission, or you could work with FIT's faculty. I got to work for IGC as a police officer. That was a very nice experience. I also got to work with one of the creative directors for the FIT SUNY Museum. I also got to work at the SUNY Korea admissions office, so I would be like literally sitting on the desk taking calls and if they need to shed paper, I will shed paper for them, which is pretty cool. That's the last question I had. So if you guys have any more questions, drop them in the comments section down below. I'll answer them in probably a second part if there is any engagement in this video, but if not, then I'll see you guys in my next Korea vlog. See you guys in the next one.